Communication is the key. I can't say that enough. I really believe, I'm starting to really believe that communication is the key. I think communication is the key.
Hey, what's up, Team Jackson? Hey, you guys, I'm going to show you guys how to make an elderberry syrup. This is the first time I'm doing this. I actually looked online and it's on wellnessmama.com. This is where I'm pulling the recipe from. Some of you may already know this, but I'm going to tell you that elderberry is good for immune system support. So it's a real good thing to take like every day to prevent, colds and flus and things like that. I believe it has vitamin A, B, and C in it. So it's a real good thing to have. So I'm about to show you guys. So stay tuned. This is what we have here, y'all, for the ingredients. We have ground cinnamon, organic raw honey, and I have some ground ginger. Okay, so the recipe calls for grated ginger, but when I went to the store, they didn't have any ginger in stock, so I had to improvise. So I have ground ginger right here. And then we also have the ground cloves, and it also calls for water. And this is the main ingredient. This is elderberries. And I got these are the dried ones, and the recipe calls for dried ones, but they also have instructions on what to do if you are getting like the fresh ones. But we got this from a health store, and it's the dried elderberries. And I'm telling you, this is good. This is what I normally do every day. They have elderberry tea. I take that every day. They also have the capsules with elderberry in it. So any way you want to take it is pretty good. And of course, I'm going to show you the syrup today. So what we're going to do initially is just mix everything except for the honey together. So I'm going to start with the elderberries. So in the pot, I'm going to put the elderberries. Now this is 2/3 cups of elderberries here. Then this calls for 3.5 cups of water. So right here, I have 2 cups of water. So I'm going to go over here and get another 1.5 cups. Hold on. Let me see. I'm coming. So I'm going to put this on here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove on so it can start boiling, because these have to actually simmer. This syrup has to simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and start to get that going. So that was 3.5 cups of water that I just did. It calls for 2 tablespoons of ginger, but when I converted it to the dry ginger, it'll be 1.5 teaspoons of dry ginger. So we're going to do that right now. So right here I have 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm just going to put it in there 3 times. Get that off of there. So we got the ginger in there. The next thing I'm gonna do is the 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then of course I'll do this twice since this is a 1/2 teaspoon here. I'm not trying to do a lot of dishes, so I'm just using. I could very well use a teaspoon, but I'm just gonna eliminate all that stuff. So I'm gonna put 2/2 of cinnamon in here. Okay. And the last thing for now is the 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves. So you can tell this is going to be like a spicy type of syrup, but I'm telling you, I believe it's going to taste pretty good. There we go. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to mix it up. What I'm going to do is bring it to a boil, and then once I bring it to a boil, I'm going to turn it down so it can simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to stir that up right now. This smells really good too. Okay, this is what I did. I let the elderberry juice and stuff, I let it cool off. And so as you can see here, you see the berries on the bottom? So the juice is cool now. So what I have to do now is kind of mash the berries a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this flat spatula. You just have to use something flat. And then I'm going to just mash it. See, I'm just going to use this and just mash the berries as much as I can. I didn't use my potato masher because my potato masher is the holes are too big. So that's why I'm using this. So you just mash it as much as possible and we'll go from there. Okay, so I am done mashing for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this strainer. I have a little baby strainer here. And I am going to pour it through the strainer into this bowl right here that I have. And then I'm going to pour. Y'all, look at that. I'm gonna have to let this strain, y'all, so I can get all the juice out of it. So I'm gonna move so those berries out the way. I know you see right here, we have the elderberry juice. So the only thing I have left to do now is to add the honey in. So I'm adding a cup of honey because that's what I'm supposed to do to it. And this is raw honey. And I just stir it in. Now the elderberry juice is lukewarm, just so you know. So I'm just gonna stir this in real good. So there we go. Trying to get all the honey out of here. If you look right there, I have made some elderberry syrup. And I'm so proud of myself. Actually, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna get me like a little, I think maybe a tablespoon of it so you guys can see. Okay. About a tablespoon of it and let's go. It tastes pretty good, y'all. So honestly, you guys, like I was saying before, this is a good thing to have. Put it in your house. Take about a tablespoon of it every day and it's good for your immune system. Thanks everybody. Thanks for joining me as I made the elderberry syrup. The only thing I would do a little differently with it is I would put a little bit less honey in it. But other than that, I think it's a great syrup and it will definitely help your immune system. So with that being said, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. And thanks for joining me. Team Jackson, peace and love.
I'm starting to really believe that communication is the key. I think communication is the key. We need to start communicating.